are Matrix Tactical Systems Airsoft goggles, sent to me by evic.com. And today I'm going to answer the question that most buyers want to know. Will Matrix goggles survive getting shot at? Full auto? But before we destroy them, let's take a closer look. Okay, so this is what you get with the Matrix goggles. The box itself actually, surprisingly enough, has instructions on the side. Inside, let's see what we have here. We have a storage case. And a goggle sock that's attached to the strap on the inside. So this actually reminds me very much of the ESS goggles that they issued out to the military. I don't know if they still do, but back during the Gulf War, invasion of Iraq, they issued these out to the military. And, well, not exactly the same, but, you know, it's vaguely reminiscent of them. And it comes with a set of spare lenses. So that's nice. We've got a clear lens and we've got an amber lens. So try those out in a minute. So just looking at the instructions there, and that's a nice case. What's great about these this sort of protective sock system is that you'll always have a place to, you'll always have a protective sock that you can cover your goggles with to minimize scratches. So there you go. So when you're not using them, they'll be protected, and when you need them, you can just take this off real quickly, and they stay on the back of your strap, so you'll always have them on. So just try these out. A little loose. Let's tighten them up a little bit and adjust these straps. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, of course, everybody always asks, can you, and you can put the sock at the back. Well, people always ask, can you fit glasses under these? Well, let's find out. It kind of all depends on what size of glasses you wear. And let's see if you have small enough frames. Let's see if they'll fit. And no. Even these, which I consider to be fairly smallish frames, will not fit inside these goggles. Okay, so even with small frame lenses, these goggles are just not wide enough to fit in these hinges. And concerning that seal, I'm going to have to put in some foam insulation tape around the nose bridge because I did notice some gaps. And, you know, granted, everybody's face is a little bit different shape, so, you know, there's no real universal shape for goggles. But that's my only criticism. They really should have put some foam insulation along the edge of that seal. So the instructions on the side of the box say to replace and remove the lenses, you have to take off the side brackets that hold the straps in place. But actually, you don't really need to do that. You can just take them off by really just prying off the frame from the lens. I suppose it might be actually easier to take off the brackets too, because you have a little more flexibility, but really that's up to you. I'm just going to pop them in. It's always going to take a little bit longer to get them back in. All right, there you go. Of course, now I've got my filthy fingerprints all over these, so definitely clean these off after you change out your lenses, or else you're going to have real fogging problems. So, speaking about fogging, let's see how well these lenses, which are supposed to have a anti-fog coating, let's see how well they deal with a face covering, a face mask, especially. Well, let's put the face mask on first. Okay. Yes, we're still living in COVID time as you're watching this, so obviously if things go well, we won't have to be wearing these for much longer, but we will still need or want to wear face covering sometimes, whether it's a shamag or a balaclava or whatnot. This will definitely test the anti-fog qualities of these goggles, since, as we all know, oh, there we go. It's already starting to fog up a little bit. So, not surprising. This is pretty typical from wearing shamags and balaclavas. You will get fog in your goggles no matter what. Sorry. That's one of the reasons why I invented my defog, just to try to cut this down. And it's still not 100%, but it certainly would do better with a couple of sprays of my defog. All right, so we've seen how well or not so well these have resisted fogging up, but I'm not going to say that they failed, because to be perfectly, utterly honest, every goggle I've ever worn has fogged up at some point. Even the goggles that I own that have built-in electric fans, even they've fogged up, especially when I've had to use these face masks. So the fact that these fogged up doesn't surprise me. That's par for the course. They're average. So that's what I'm going to call it. So we've seen how well these have resisted fogging up. Let's see how well they resist getting shot up. But before we do that, I'm just going to ask you a quick favor. Hit the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. All right, let's go. So I'm using an AEG that fires 0.25 gram BBs at 340 FPS, and I'll be shooting at these goggles from less than a foot away. Okay, let's see how these things fared. And wow, I am honestly surprised. I was totally expecting these to be wrecked, firing full auto from a foot away, but no, they survived, totally passed. Actually, I thought these had cracked the first time I fired on them in semi, but as it turns out, that was just some residue soapy water that got caught in the frame edge there underneath the lens when I cleaned them out, and had splashed up when they got impacted. But no, they are intact. They're marred up a little bit, but still quite usable. I can see through them really clearly, and could use these on the field, continue to play with these. So yeah, I can recommend them now. And if you're interested in picking up a pair yourself, I'm sure you're probably interested now. I've included a link in the description below so you can pick them up yourself from evic.com. Please use that link. It helps support this channel. And thank you for watching. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Moondog, out.